Welcome to Dad Bods and Touchdowns.
Hey, thank you for joining us for another episode of Dad Bods and Touchdowns. I'm Chad, joined here with Eric as usual. Eric, how was your 4th of July?
It was very good, simple. We bought a couple fireworks with the boys and we lit those off, had some fun, How about yourself?
We just celebrated, America 250 years old. I actually got to spend time with my grandsons and my granddaughter, essentially. Got to spend time with them, swimming in the pool after the rain stopped and threw the football around a little bit in the pool. It was nice. It was a good time. Very good time. Actually had two of my boys out there at the same time, too. Just overall, good atmosphere, good time, good food, and everybody was safe, so that's a good thing. Speaking of safe, Brandon Ayuk, who here before he got hurt, he sat out all last year, right? Now he's obviously saying that relationship is done. That Lynch actually showed up to his place to talk to him, and he said that relationship is done. And what's weird to me about this, Eric, is, everybody was making this big deal that he was making these slight hints that he wanted to go to Washington. And what does the guy do today? He comes out and drops hints about how bad Jaden is, right? I mean, what? He's blaming it on his manager, his ex-manager now. He fired him. Eric, what the hell's going through this guy's mind?
It's like another Antonio Brown, but without the success. You know what I mean? He had one good year, and now this dude just doesn't know how to get it out of his own way. It's like, shut up, make your money and then retire, bro. Like, I don't know what he's doing. He's going to be one of those statistics that like 60% of the NFL players that goes bankrupt, I don't know. It's just, it's tough to see, because he's still young, but just relax, take a chill pill.
It's just weird to me. I mean, like you said, he's had he's a very talented wide receiver if he gets back on the field. He did have a very good year. Then he got injured. It's just weird that he has taken this like so many different directions, Eric. I mean, I think he's confused on what he wants.
Well, yeah,
I really do.
It's crazy. I mean, because what I saw was that Jaden Daniels laughed awkwardly at a fan saying "fuck Brandon Ayuk," right? And
yeah,
and it's like, what do you want him to say? He's obviously ignoring it. It's not like he agreed with it, and it's
right.
like, you guys are supposedly homeboys. You played in Arizona, but now you're saying shit about your future quarterback that you supposedly wanted to play with. Now you don't. Nobody's gonna want you, dude. Nobody's gonna pay you. You're done,
Nobody wants that headache. I wouldn't want that headache in Chicago. I mean, it's just crazy. Another situation that we talked about last week was the cornerback from Detroit Lions, or I should say the ex-cornerback from the Detroit Lions, Arnold. Last week we mentioned that he should have paid somebody to do this, which is not the right answer either. But what I read was misinformation. Truly what happened is he did have somebody else doing it, which he still doesn't deserve the right to do, especially when you're speaking about minors. Ultimately, he should have let the legal system handle it rather than handling it himself. He has a lot of money. Eric, like you said, is that value really worth your career? I mean, you said that last week, and it's not. I mean, let's face it. You make a lot of money. Yeah, some Louis Vuitton bags, and I forgot, like $100,000 in cash and something else. It's just not worth that, right? I mean, it would be to you and I, you know what I mean? You take $100,000 out of our pocket. I'm broke for a few years, but I mean, the money he makes, I guess it's mind boggling. And I understand his part of being pissed. I'd be madder than hell no matter how much money I made, but let the legal system handle it. You can't handle it yourself. I just wanted to cover that real quick. Eric, Detroit do the right thing by going ahead and just releasing him?
Yeah, you just don't want that headache. You know what I mean? It's not worth the time or effort, honestly, because it's just going to be your thing and everybody's going to talk about it. So yeah, they're ahead of the game. They're going to release, and maybe, we said it's just for, there's levels to it, and you're past that level. You're making money, man. You're not hood no more. You know what I mean? You're not that
Right.
guy anymore. You are a representation of an organization. You are a person that kids look up to, fill that hole and be your best. And he was not doing that, obviously.
Right. 100%. Hopefully everything turns out all right for the juveniles and Arnold himself. I mean, I believe in second chances. let him do
Well,
his
yeah,
time or do
he's young
whatever
too. I
he's
mean, he's
got.
only what, like
Yeah,
23, 24.
yeah,
Another thing I was gonna
23.
say, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like I get it, as a man, you're like, fuck these kids, I'm gonna teach them a lesson. But you can't. I'm sorry, dude.
Mm-mm.
Like you can't. You're not in
No,
a movie. Okay, this is real life. You can't take the law into your own hands.
yeah, you gotta let the legal system
No,
handle it. Like I said,
exactly. I
I
mean,
truly believe
there's
that.
been plenty of examples. You got Cain Velasquez. You got a whole bunch of other people that have done not obviously
The
similar. They're
Kane
two
one,
different things.
yeah,
And
the
I'm
Kane
not
one.
defending it. I
I
am
was
just
saying
saying
the
there
Kane
is
one
it
I would have done. You know what I mean?
100%. Every man would
Yeah,
have done that, but I'm just saying, like, you gotta be careful.
absolutely, 100%. I agree with you. All right, another thing, you sent me a couple videos of former Titans, Chris Johnson coming out. Obviously, he was on a morning TV show announcing that he has ALS. He's actually to the point where he has to use something to verbalize. Actually, I was very impressed with the equipment that they had with him to verbalize and how well he did with it. But he's bringing back the Ice Bucket Challenge. You see it all over the place. Awareness needs to be there. This is a disease that shouldn't be there, man. It is. I'm going to let you speak on it a little bit. I know you got some information on it, stuff like that. I'll let you carry.
Well, just a quick, Chris Johnson was one of like 5 players to hit the 2,000-yard mark. He was known for his speed. He had one of the fastest 40s. Great player. Everybody seemed to enjoy him. I mean, I loved him when I was watching football at that age. But no, I mean, it's just the Ice Bucket Challenge was back in 2014. People just dump cold ice, kind of representation of that because it takes control over your nerves and all your muscles.
Yes. I actually have one on my social media. I have an
Yeah.
Ice Bucket Challenge for my aunt
And
who actually passed away from the disease.
yeah, and it's scary and it's sad. And he said from a year he can't hold his daughter anymore. And I mean, I can only imagine, and it's hard to even think about. But shout out to him, his family, and just bring back awareness to something that can change your life within seconds, basically in that short amount of time. We hope that they find more answers, and he has as much time as he can get with his family.
Absolutely, 100%. Well, we wish him well and all prayers to his family and to obviously him. And hopefully this does bring back awareness to a very serious disease. So, all right, Eric, this is something that I'm actually really excited about talking about. Our NFC North predictions. This is the division that we root for or root against. All right. I'm going to go first with my predictions and let's see where you go with yours. I've got the Vikings in 4th place, 8-9. This is hard to predict. Listen, they don't have a quarterback. I don't care if Kyler Murray's there or not. I've heard rumors that they were even willing to attempt to trade to bring back Kirk Cousins back into Minnesota. Just so you know, that's how well things are not going for Kyler Gordon or for JJ McCarthy. He can't stay healthy. That defense lost a couple guys. They're hoping that a couple guys step up for them. But 8-9, I think, is very generous. I could almost go 7-10 looking at the schedule. I got the Packers at number 3. 9-8, I think, is going to be it. That's a tough schedule, man. They got the 3rd toughest schedule. I think that they underproduced last year. I know they signed Watson to that contract, but he's not a number 1. We discussed that a couple weeks ago. Like you said, were they trying to pay for a maybe good wide receiver? I mean, that's one of the best lines I've ever heard. I just don't know what the Packers are doing, and I don't think they know what they're doing right now. I don't believe in Matt LaFleur. I don't think a lot of Packer fans believe in Matt LaFleur. So once again, I think they finished 3rd at 9-8. I got the Lions. The Lions are going to be 11-6. And it's not because they're an 11-6 team. It's because their schedule is soft. I mean, really soft. The offense last year was so bad that Dan Campbell took it over. Probably 3/4 of the way through the season. You go out, you fire your offensive coordinator. Now you bring in another offense coordinator and Petzing. Is he going to be successful with that team? You lost, to me, a very, very solid running back. I mean, one that you probably could rely on no matter what. I just think that, and I know listen, Gibbs is great. I would take Gibbs any day, all right, over Montgomery. But I'm just saying Montgomery, that as a power back, they don't have that solid power back anymore. And I think that's going to hurt them. I think if they should make the playoffs, they'll be a one and done in the playoffs. They won't go any further. Number one, not because I'm a fan, but because I went through this and we talked about this earlier about the Bears. I've got them 12-5 on the season. That offense to me is one of the best offenses I've seen the Bears since I've been on the face of this earth. That defense, Eric, I know we question the pass rush. I think that if Odengbo comes back healthy, you got Booker, you've got Sweat. I mean, I don't think we lost much by bringing in Bush and losing Edmonds. I just don't think that we lost that much. I think it's
We gained
actually
a lot
probably
of speed.
we
Got
gained
better.
speed, but
I think we got better.
I wouldn't say that just because I think that he doesn't have the football IQ that Edmonds did. So that's just my opinion. I think our secondary is better by far. Our secondary is going to be tough. So, but that's my predictions. Bears are going to take that division. And to be honest with you, in the NFC Championship game, but the Rams are so damn tough with that defense. It's going to be sick to try to beat. What do you got going for the NFC North?
Hey, we got the right player to beat them, though. I'll tell you what. Anyways, all right. I'm not saying this. All right. I swear to you guys, I'm not saying this because I hate the Packers. Okay. I'm saying it because it's true. I got them going 8-9. Okay. Their offense is not where it needs to be. The defense got worse, right? They lost your defensive coordinator. There is not a lot of belief in that system, like you said, Chad. Okay. I'm sorry. I don't see him going over 500. Okay. They suck. All right. Especially Jordan Love. He's going to get hurt. They don't have Malik Willis to take over. There's a lot of things not good happening in the Packers, and I love it. I love it. Anyways, we got the Vikings, same thing. Probably 9-8, like you said. I think Kyler Murray will do serviceable at that position. I know you hate him. I don't hate him.
I don't
Okay,
hate him. I just don't think he's a good quarterback.
Okay, I think he does all right. They're not, their defense is still pretty good. The offense is kind of questionable. They're missing now. They don't have Addison. They don't have a second receiver. JJ is getting older. We should see, but I think 9-8 is pretty good for them. We got the Lions. Okay, like you said, the Lions got an easy schedule. They're probably going to be 11-6, 12-5. They're pretty good. I'm not going to lie. They're good. They're in a good spot. But like
they're good for the schedule.
Exactly. They got a new offensive coordinator. They lost Montgomery. They replaced with Pacheco. Pacheco's always hurt. Okay, sorry, it doesn't matter if he's not there.
And Pacheco don't have the power that
Exactly.
Montgomery has.
Exactly. Like he runs hard, but he's not the same monster. And I just it will be interesting to see what they do. I'm not gonna say I don't like Detroit because I do. I like their kind of path that they're going to, but it's just not the same. And then same thing, we'll go with the Bears. I wasn't trying to copy you, but yeah, pretty much. I mean, the offense is going to score 30 plus every game. Okay. That's what we're building up to. I'm sorry. That's just what it has to be. Our defense is okay. Secondary is good. But if we can't get to the quarterback, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? You can have the best secondary, but if you can't get to the quarterback, I mean, they got all day. So I think as long as the offense can keep up with that high tempo and, we can beat the Lions, at least once because they got our number right now, which they should. I understand why. They coach with them. They understand his tendencies. But, 12-5 for sure. Like even maybe 13-4. Who knows? I think we're going to be the best offense in the NFL this year, I mean. And I'm excited.
Awesome. I don't disagree with that at all. Now, I want to circle back real quick and talk just about this. You brought up the fact that, they got rid of Montgomery and brought in Pacheco. Would you run Pacheco at goal line like you did Montgomery? No. Pacheco's gonna go side to side. And what does Gibbs do? Both of them are east-west freaking running backs.
Pacheco, they like Pacheco because he runs so hard, right? But it's not the same as Montgomery.
Yeah, he's not north-south back though. I mean, if you look what he did in Kansas City, and to be honest with you, what he did in Kansas City, he had one solid year, I think. And then, like you said, he can't stay healthy. I think it's just going to be a big ding for them. It'll be interesting to see how Petzing handles that offense, being the new offensive coordinator, and how quickly Dan Campbell is to say, okay, I don't like this, and pull the play calling again like he did last season.
Yeah, Dan Campbell was like, nope, give it back to me. I mean, to be fair, Goff still had a good year, and they had a lot of injuries on that offensive side. So, I mean, it should be interesting to see what they can accomplish with a better offensive coordinator.
Who's going to step up and help with the pass rush? You got one edge rusher. You know what I mean? Who's going to do it?
Yeah, I have no idea. I mean, Hutchinson is good though. Like,
Yeah, but
I don't
that's
know.
all you got. It's like us when we only got Sweat.
Yeah,
How good was he? Not
yeah,
very until he
that
started
was
getting help, you know?
yeah. We got a motivated at Dengbo. They drafted that Derek Moore from Michigan.
Yeah.
So maybe he'll help. He has a history with Hutchinson. Maybe they can have a good tandem. I don't know.
Yeah.
It should be interesting to see, especially now too that they don't have that corner, another corner that's gone, so they can't have a good secondary. So that's gonna be
Yeah, and their
interesting.
secondary struggled last year. Big
Exactly.
time.
Yeah, it's bad.
So now another question I have for you. I had the Packers at 3. You had them at 4. All right. They gave Matt LaFleur this new contract, right? Going into this new season. He's got his contract. I mean, you got to live or die with him at this point in time, right?
I mean, a lot of fans were just calling for his head,
Yeah.
and it's crazy because he's a winning coach, but they're not winning enough for them.
Yeah,
So
but this is the deal. They're a winning team, but they're a 7th seed team every year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They didn't make the playoffs in the 2022 season. So, I mean, I think they're going back to that kind of team. I think obviously both of us believe they're not going to be in the playoffs this season.
yeah.
So,
I don't see it happening either. I'm interested to see if they can just at least make it over 500. And then if they don't make it over 500, I don't think they're going to keep anybody. So that should be fun to watch,
right. And let's talk about our Chicago Bears real quick. All right. Eric, we went through a season with them being on Hard Knocks, right? And it was pretty good. Everything worked out pretty well except for our season. Now, and Ben Johnson did not look like he was smiling too much when he was making the announcement about their collaboration with Hallmark and this movie that they will be helping out with.
Yeah, buddy.
Is that a distraction? I mean, seriously.
I don't know. I don't think Ben Johnson can get distracted. That man's locked in 24/7.
He did not look happy.
He
dude.
didn't, but
I have to be honest.
you just gotta go with the punches, I think, with his thing. Like I don't know what you do because you got to do your dues, I guess, in the NFL. So I mean, it is what it is. The point.
How do you do a love story though with a head coach who last season was yelling "fuck the Packers" in the locker room? You know what I mean? How do you do that? How do you? Hey, this is a good team that we need to do a Hallmark movie with.
Right. That's so funny. I would love to see that. I don't know.
You're gonna watch it. You know you will.
Oh yeah, 100%. Anything with the Bears, I'll watch that shit.
I can't say the same.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what it is. I mean, maybe it's gonna be cheesy. Who cares? As long as it shows my boy Caleb Williams, it's fine.
Right. All right. Buy or sell, Eric. We got 2 actually UFC topics to buy and sell. The first one, all right. More UFC fighters should hire Eddie Hearn to represent them. Eric, would you buy that or would you sell that?
When you posted that, I was like, no, don't fuck it. He seems like an asshole, but no, fuck it. Hire him. You want an asshole to represent you. You want your money. Get your money. Fuck him. That's what I say.
Yeah, I'm selling it. I'm not buying it. And the only reason why I say that is because I think what you're going to see happening is you got Aspinall already. He wants to fight, and you got guys talking mad shit on him. And you got Eddie Hearn saying, well, he's not fighting unless you pay him. Well, what I think is going to happen is Aspinall and Hearn are going to have a fallout if he doesn't fight soon. That's just my take. Because a lot of people, including us, have questioned his toughness. He's out to prove something, not just to himself, but to everybody out there that he wants them to eat their words, I would guess. I would think that you have to have that competitive spirit and think that way, right?
Well, to be at that level and not compete is crazy to me. You know what I mean? You are
Right.
at the pinnacle of who doesn't love a heavyweight champion? Like everybody wants to be the heavyweight champion. And this man is like, oh, my eye, I can't see. Like I just, you got your boy Taporia getting poked in both eyes, can't see. He wanted to finish, but his brother was like, no, you're good.
I don't believe that.
I believe that. I seen his brother be like, no, he's done. Anyways.
I don't believe that a minute. I think that they're trying to protect his image.
That's fine. It's whatever. It's fine.
They're protecting
we can
his
agree
image.
to disagree. It's fine. Anyways, any other fighter that we've seen always finishes the fights. That's what I'm trying to say. At the end of the day, but what else can you do?
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying though. I think that Eddie Hearn will become yesterday's news soon if he blocks fighters from actually fighting in the UFC.
I
That's
don't.
just
That's a
my
good point,
opinion.
but I just said like you're there and gone. Same thing with you NFL. You got to get your money, and you want
Yeah,
somebody to get you your money.
absolutely.
So it's hard to not give them that benefit.
Yeah, and TKO definitely has enough money to pay their fighters, without a doubt, in my
What was
opinion.
it? The CEO or the president or whatever made 64 million this year.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
come on, you know what I mean?
yeah. And now that's between two brands, though. You got to keep in mind that's
Well,
two
that's
brands.
fine. Okay, if you split it in half, still 30 million, 33 million. I
That's
mean,
not.
that's not
I
chump
would.
change.
I'm not sure what the breakdown is, but I'm sure the WWE's got a bigger percentage of that than the UFC when it comes to the profitability.
I still don't believe I agree you have a lot of responsibilities to grow the company and make lots of money, but anybody that's making, almost half 100 million
Yeah,
what do you need that much money for? Again, I don't have that money, so you know what I mean.
it's
We
easy
don't
for you to
have that.
say.
We probably won't even see that kind of money. I'm just saying, there's so much that you got to invest your money into getting money back. I always believe in, and it
Yeah,
just I don't know. It just crazy to me
yeah.
that these people
But
make
you
that
got
much
to
money.
protect yourself from not getting into a boxing situation too, where boxing was at one point in time. I mean, these guys getting paid that amount of money, and I understand. Hey, if you can get that money, get it. You know what I mean? But in the same return, I think a lot of that is what ruined the sport of boxing too, with guys dictating who they're going to fight, who they weren't going to fight, because they knew if they lost to so and so, their payday the next fight down the road was going to be a hell of a lot less. And I think that money aspect really ruined the sport of boxing.
But yeah, you can't just have people like how do you want the sport to grow if you have up and coming fighters making, 8 to 10,000 a year from fighting? Like you can't
Yeah.
that's not a living wage. They got to work another full-time job and train at the same time.
Yeah.
That's not maintainable. That's the issue I
Stipe
find.
Stipe
A firefighter,
never stopped
exactly.
being a firefighter.
Exactly, that's what
So,
I mean, like, it's just, like, you
yeah,
guys that or not you, but, like, just the company itself can't expect to grow or better itself or get better fighters if they don't provide the necessary tools for those kinds of fighters to develop.
absolutely. I agree. All right. And the second buy or sell, Eric, Alex Pereira positioned to remove Herb Dean from refereeing. Should this be taken serious? I mean, he did an online petition for it. I mean, is this something the UFC should really look at? He's claiming that there was a kickboxing bout that he had that Herb Dean had refed once prior in the past, and also interfered and jeopardized the decision of that match. Is it maybe an Alex Pereira, Herb Dean situation, or is it just a Herb Dean? Hey, he's a bad ref now all of a sudden. I mean, I
I've
have to be
always been a
honest with you.
fan of Herb, to be fair.
That's what I
I'm
was
gonna
gonna
be
say.
honest
Yeah,
here, like,
I'm with you. I'm with you.
I don't know. I don't know what kind of beef they got. Maybe, like you said, it's probably a beef between them. They got to figure out. But I always been a fan of Herb. He lets fighters
Yeah.
fight, and he doesn't stop them. And
Yep.
I really always thought he's down the middle. To me, at least, I don't know. It's tough to say for sure,
Yeah.
though.
To me, I've always considered him one of the best. Do I think this should be taken serious? I would buy it only because there's something there. And when I say that, I don't think he should be out of officiating or roughing, but I think maybe if Pereira has a problem with them, then he doesn't touch a Pereira match. It's that simple. I think that the UFC could do. I know that the UFC doesn't really take part in that portion of it. It's more the sanctioning body that does that. But anybody with a brain would know, hey, there's a problem here. Do not put that ref in with this fighter. I mean, is that feasible?
Yeah, that's a good way. I mean, but it's hard to find those top tier elite refs. To be fair,
Yeah.
honestly, there's only a handful to be at that level of refereeing that
Right.
have done their dues. But that's the issue with refing. They can't always get it right too. They're not human as
Yeah.
well. You know what I mean? There's just room for improvement.
Yeah. There was a fight last year that Mark Goddard was getting questioned on. And I'm trying to remember which fighter it was that he said, I didn't say anything when we were in the octagon, but afterwards, I had some words with him. Mark Goddard to me is one of the better refs to be in there and take care of stuff. I've heard of people having problems with Beltron,
Yeah,
and
they have problems with
Beltron does a good
Herb
job.
Dean. Like he doesn't
Yeah.
do much anymore. Like it's just
I just think that fighters sometimes when they lose or they feel something's quick, it's quick to judge that person that has control of it. So
I can't now. I said Herb Dean twice. Why did I say Herb Dean? Oh,
Beltran, John McCarthy.
John
Big
McCarthy. Yeah, Big John McCarthy. They always question his issues. I thought he did all right too. Like, it's just,
Oh yeah, I mean, he
like,
taught a lot of those guys.
exactly. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, so it's hard for me to, like, I don't know. It's a lot of pressure on the ref too. You know what I mean? Everybody's watching them. They don't want to stop it too soon, but they want to stop it enough to protect you.
It's not like it's Mazzagatti.
Exactly. It's not. It's
No,
not
that's
easy.
a horrible ref.
No, right? Exactly. It's not easy, but I don't think it's. I don't know. That's another thing. You know, you have to invest in the reffing as well. You know, that's another thing.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that the sanctioning body needs to put a little bit more thought process in when they put a ref where they put them as far as matches go. But I have not seen too many bad refs in the last 5 years since Mazzagatti's been gone, who was probably the worst. So, all right. UFC 329 predictions, Eric. Unfortunately, I'll have to watch this one probably on Sunday when I return home. I will not be home for that or for Real American Freestyle this coming weekend, but that's okay. I'll be with my wife and enjoying myself. So, Eric, give me your main card predictions.
So I got to go with my boy Terrence McKinney. Like, it's hard not to. King Green has still got it. I mean, he's almost 40 and still knocking people out, but I think McKinney's turning into himself. And then we got the next one. Roy Bao is last fight against, God, now I can't remember who he fought. Against Cup was rough, and I think he could have had it, you know. And then that fight against Fan, that was a beautiful fight. So I'm a Roy Bao fan. And then Kavanaugh is very good too. So I'm going to go with Kavanaugh, but I think Roy Bao could get that. We got our boy Batista next against Corey Sandhagen. Corey Sandhagen, I can't get over his nose, so I'm just going to go with Batista. There's no good reason besides, you know, that's crazy. We got our boy BSD against Patty. I'm going to go with Patty. I think Patty needs to prove that he belongs in that top tier, because otherwise, I don't know when's the next time he's going to get another chance to get up into that caliber. Because, I mean, St. Denis is no slouch either. So this is going to be a great
absolutely
fight.
not.
And then, you know, shout out to Connor for bringing back all the attention to the MMA world. You know, he's coming in at 170. He wants to fight at 170 or whatever. And he's a big boy now, he says. Whatever. Max Holloway's going to knock him out. I'm sorry. You can't be gone for 5 years and think that you can come back and fight a guy like Max Holloway and think you're going to get off easy and just beat him. You know what I mean? It's going to be a great fight. It's great for the sport, but our boy Max is going to knock him.
Yeah, I mean, these are my predictions. I agree. I got McKinney over King Green. King Green is 40. And I know every time we say something like that with these older fighters, you and I are both like, son of a bitch, because they do come out and they fight. I think McKinney can overcome that, though. We have seen different sides of King Green. Sometimes he looks like still should be a title contender, and we've seen him where he's not. Then you got Kavanaugh over Royval. I agree. This is going to be probably, to me, fight of the night. It should be anyway. Those two should come out banging. It'll be fun to watch. I got Sandhagen over Batista. I'm a Corey Sandhagen fan. I think Sandhagen's a hell of a fighter. Let's talk about the co-main. I took Patty over St. Denis. Patty's only loss, and I don't know, I think it's like the last 6 fights or something like that, was against Justin Gaethje. Gaethje took him to school. I think he's going to learn a lot from that fight. You know what I mean? I don't think St. Denis is going to want to go to the ground with Patty, just because I think Patty's got a better ground game than St. Denis. So if it comes down to it, if St. Denis wants to win that, and I think he gets tired as time goes, as we've seen with when he fought Dustin Poirier and got knocked out while he was winning that fight, I just think Patty's the next coming thing. He's got it. I think he learned a lot from losing to Gaethje, so that's why I got to take Patty. Patty the baddie. Then I've got Holloway over McGregor. You said it. I mean, listen, 5 years away from it, that's tough. And he said he kind of lost himself in an interview. He said he lost himself through all of his winning and his success. I wouldn't disagree with that, Eric, which leads me to my next question for you. I know what I want to say, but I'll listen to what you have to say. If McGregor loses this, what's next for McGregor? I mean, he's got 2 fights left right now on his contract. So after Saturday, he'll have 1 fight left. What do you think happens? Do you think he retires and just says, listen, this ain't worth me getting pounded on anymore? Do you think he goes, his ego gets the best of him and he wants to go at it again? I mean, what's your thought process?
I mean, yeah, we've talked about him a lot. We've said it's hard to be at that pinnacle and get, like you said, have all that success and continue that hunger. You saw that with Mike Tyson. You saw that, with our boy Rocky Balboa. I mean, everybody, everybody gets that success. Everybody flaunts to them. Everybody wants everything to do with them,
Yeah,
and then they lose and then they fall off. And that's what happened with them, like the
yeah,
typical, but the pinnacle of UFC one was when McGregor was winning. To be fair, when he
yeah.
fought
When he
Aldo,
was
that
a
was that
champ,
was one of the best knockouts I've ever seen. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
I see what he wants, but does he still have that hunger? I mean, it's hard to say,
If he
but no,
loses, where do you think he goes?
but
I
if he
mean, what do you think he
loses, yeah,
does?
sorry, to get back to your question,
No,
if
it's
he
all right.
loses, I think you finish out your contract, finish out after that, you're a free agent, you can do whatever you want, but you can't go out
Yeah,
losing. Get an easier fight, get some money. People are gonna want to watch you fight anyways. You're not 40 just yet. You still got a few fights still left in you. But I mean, if it also just depends on how he looks overall. If he's still got that, McGregor movement and that weird southpaw that he likes to do
yeah.
style.
Well, let me throw this out at you. All right. Even if he loses, this is my thought process. And he said he lost himself. And the reason why I mentioned that is because I think he still lost. And then the reason why I say that, Eric, I think that Connor's going back into the UFC. He's got 2 fights on his contract. I think he has no interest in signing another one. So even if he wins against Holloway and he wins, I think his direction is to get himself into bare knuckle and help support what he partially owns. Once he's done with the contract, and he already said he wants to fight twice this year. So why would he want to do it so quick? So he can prep himself for 2027 in bare knuckle competition, where he's going to be in control of his own money, essentially. That's my take on it. I think win or lose, he's done after his 2 fights. Unless his ego eats him, and his ego may, it's very possible. I can't see him beating Justin Gaethje. I can't see him. I don't think he's on that level anymore. You know what I mean? I just don't. 5 years, you said it, 5 years away. I can't see it. What if he wins, Eric? Do they give him a title shot right away?
I mean, fuck it, why not, right? I don't know. You're selling a fight, and that's where the purity of the sport gets questioned, and I get it.
Yeah.
But I
I
I
just
don't.
think he's there to finish out his contract.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. And I don't know. Personally, I wouldn't want to go from UFC to bare knuckle. I don't feel like getting punched in the face by somebody's knuckles. Just nothing there.
Yeah,
I
but
know
his
there's
ego does.
yeah,
His
no,
ego
exactly.
does. Yeah.
Exactly. Like personally, I wouldn't do that if I was him. You do the management part. You promote your fights. That's cool. Stay
Right.
away from the drugs, stay away from the girls, like be a
Good
family
luck with
man.
that one.
Do you know,
Yeah. He says he's
but
a new man now.
that's
I
what he
mean,
says, but, until you get more money and then you're like, "Ah, fuck it. Let me just go rent a boat, a yacht, and do cocaine in it."
right.
Anyways, I don't know.
And I'm a McGregor fan. Like you said, I think that he's done so much for the MMA world as far as bringing attention to it and doing it sometimes in a rough way, but for the most part, doing it in a way that kept the interest of all the fans and the people of Ireland helping him out keep that interest. I mean, let's be honest, it just wasn't Conor McGregor. I mean, those fans, when they would come to the weigh-ins, when they would come to the press conferences and to the fights, I mean, the crowd was crazy. You know what I mean? Which feeds energy, even if you're just watching it on TV. So I think the Ireland fans are also there to his success.
Yeah. I don't know. He needs to keep himself entertained. I mean, you saw with Poirier, we talked about it last week. Like these fighters, when they're not busy,
Yeah.
So,
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, they're nothing but the best. Like he has a beautiful kids, beautiful family. Like focus on that. Get your shit together. If you win, let's go for a title. If you don't win, then figure it out. You know what I mean?
Right. Absolutely. All right, Eric, real quick. A Real American Freestyle is actually out of the United States for the first time. They are in the country of Georgia. A lot of good matches in that one. Probably the only one that I really can talk about right this second would definitely be the Marab versus Triple C match, which was supposed to happen before. They had to reschedule it due to an injury. I know you and I disagree on this one. I got to take Triple C just because his knowledge is power. and he's got a crap load. I think he's probably trained his ass off for this one. I think that he learned a lot when he went against Faber. I think he realized that he needed to be in a little better shape, wrestling shape. And listen, Triple C doesn't like to lose, man. Doesn't like to lose. Marab doesn't either. Marab's younger. I get it. He's quicker, but he does not have the knowledge that Triple C has. So I have to take Triple C in the main event.
You know, like I said, you're right about that. Triple C does have a lot of knowledge. You know, that gimmick shit that he did was just to sell fights, and that's what everybody thinks about him. But that man he knows fighting. Okay, he's always known fighting. He was an Olympic champion for a reason. Like, dude's something. And I'm not saying Rob is going to win necessarily, but I think it's going to be a little closer than we think. I know there's levels to it, and Triple C's been to the pinnacle, so it's hard to go against that for sure.
Definitely. All right, Eric, what do you got to close this up?
Well, you know, we got a lot of, we're getting closer and closer to football coming back. You know, we got another month, so that's exciting. You know, we got some good fights next week, like you said. And are you going to go? You said you're going to go to the Milwaukee one on the 18th, right?
For Real American Freestyle, correct. Yep.
Did you see that they announced Burrow versus Bradley in
Cleveland?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah,
I'm surprised he hasn't wrestled yet, you know?
Yeah.
But no, yes, it's great to see that wrestling keeps growing and it's just getting bigger and bigger, and it's exciting. You know, we appreciate everybody watching. You know, after this, I'm probably going to watch some soccer. I don't normally watch soccer, but I do watch the World Cup, so that's always fun.
Mexico against
England.
England,
yeah, so that should be fun.
Yep.
And then you got so this is like, if the bracket works out right, Mexico and the USA could meet each other at the championship, but we'll see. It would be exciting to do that for sure. But otherwise, you know, we appreciate everybody. Keep pushing. Let us know what we can do better. You know, go Bears, go Cubs. I guess go Sox every now and then.
Yeah, right.
You know,
coming up next month, baby.
I know that's going to be exciting. And then, you know, if we can get better pitching. But no, we appreciate everybody. Thank you.
All right. Hey, I want to bring up the quarterback of Chicago Bears, Caleb Williams, sent the Pope an autographed jersey. I thought it was pretty cool. Listen, Caleb Williams has embraced the city of Chicago like no other. He's taken a lot of heat when he got drafted from a lot of his fans that really questioned whether he was the right guy or not. I think everything he's done, we've talked about when he talked about the pizza, your tavern style pizza and stuff like that. Listen, this guy is Chicago. And I'm excited to have him as the Chicago Bears quarterback for the third season coming up. I'm excited about what he does. I just want to mention that. I thought it was really, really cool that he sent the Pope that.
That white
awesome.
That white jersey's clean. No, real quick, when you said that, people are like, "Oh, Caleb needs security," and then everybody in the comments, which I couldn't agree more. He's safer than the Pope in Chicago. That man is loved. Okay, there's nobody going to be touching that man. All right, nobody's going to be touching that man. Everybody and their sisters protecting Caleb. Okay,
hey, and kudos to Williams. Listen, that guy, he mingles with everybody. He's
very nice.
A real guy.
Exactly.
He's a real guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And a lot of players of his caliber would lose that mentality about themselves, and he has not. So
yeah, I do. I do like that he's humble. He knows who he is, and he's keeping that. Yeah. And I love that about him.
And that just make him better. So along with Ben Johnson. So all right, we do appreciate you listening. Do us a favor, give us a like on the video. Also, subscribe to the channel. Follow us on TikTok and Instagram. We appreciate you listening. Be kind to each other. We're out. Peace.